There really is nothing like sitting down with a group of friends and battling it out in Mario Kart 64. This game was in heavy rotation on our Nintendo 64 growing up, and it still is today. Mario Kart 64 had a perfect blend of fun, quirky courses, classic Mario characters you couldn't wait to race as, and a near perfect execution in terms of racing mechanics. I'm the Play It Again Pastor, and I've been on the search for the most Christmassy retro video game levels of all time. And so far, Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko is at the top of my list. But there are still a few 64 games to check out before Santa delivers his gifts on December 24th. So I've pulled out Mario Kart 64 once again to race through two different courses, Frappe Snowland and Sherbet Land. Now, it is not lost on me that Sherbet Land is the same name of the secret world in Wario Land Super Mario Land 3 for the Game Boy. Sherbet Land and Wario Land took place on an iceberg, and Sherbet Land in Mario Kart 64 also takes place on the ice, complete with penguins slip-sliding around trying to block Mario and company's racing progress. Is this revenge for what Wario did to the penguin boss in Sherbet Land? In today's Mario Christmas conspiracy theory, I believe this is the same location as in Wario Land, and yes, these penguins are angry. They are ready to put a stop to all this Mario foolery taking place in their icy home. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Frappe Snowland is the second track in the Flower Cup, alongside Toad's Turnpike, Choco Mountain, and Mario Raceway. Frappe Snowland takes place in the snowy fields, complete with an ice sculpture, snowmen all over the track trying to impede your progress, and a wooden bridge right after you go through an ice canyon. Snow falls throughout the level, and unlike other games with icy locations, there's no extra slip to any of your movements because of the snow and ice. In the background, jingle bells fill out the soundtrack, which should be on every greatest hits list of Nintendo 64 songs. Sherbet Land, the second track in the Star Cup, like I said, features plenty of penguins, drop-offs into the ice water, and a journey through a cave in the ice, much like Wario's in Wario Land. Okay, seriously, this cannot be a coincidence. I always thought the only Easter egg in Mario Kart 64 was being able to drive up to Peach's castle, much as it appears in Super Mario 64, but now I know the truth. A reference to Wario Land was hiding in plain sight all this time. Perhaps that's why Wario is one of the playable characters in this game. It all makes sense. Okay, but bringing it back to Mario Kart 64, one of the best parts of this game is being able to pick up a weapon from the question blocks scattered throughout the track. It will randomly deliver an item you can use immediately to try and give yourself some kind of advantage in the game. I've always loved the mechanics of these weapons here, since you could pick one up, and if it was turtle shells, banana peels, or a fake question mark block, you could hold it behind you while holding down Z and picking up another item to store. The movements in both of these levels are so intuitive, and the drift mechanic using the L and R button saves the day on many a tight turn. You can brake using B and accelerate using A. There are 8 playable characters in the game, but I almost always choose Yoshi or Toad, as those two characters have always been some of my favorites. But recently, I've been trying out Mario. He definitely is a hair slower than Yoshi and Toad, but he's able to resist spinning out more frequently. There are 3 modes you can play these courses on, either in a Grand Prix mode, a time trial, or a versus mode against another 1 to 3 players. This adds for so much gameplay, as you can battle yourself to get a better score, battle the computer, or battle a friend. These 2 tracks do come off fairly Christmassy, with penguins, snowmen, ice, falling snow, and ice sculptures of Yoshi and Mario. However, they're probably about where Cool Cool Mountain in Super Mario 64 lands, about 50% of a Christmas train that hasn't been fully placed on the track yet. These are definitely must-play levels at Christmas time, and the racing element is a nice break from the platforming and beat-em-up levels that have been featured on the rest of this list. So if you're looking for something classic to play this holiday season, you cannot go wrong with a little bit of Mario Kart 64.